conventional method of plant breeding or traditional method of plant breeding. Okay, traditional method of plant breeding. So when you observe, okay, initially that means the traditional method of plant breeding is an age old process. Okay, what the farmers are following, and later some other plant breeders have developed by using hybridization technique. They developed pure lines, and by artificial selection, okay, they introduced the desirable traits or desirable characters like higher yield, okay, nutritional values, improved the nutritional values of the food products, and next they developed disease resistant varieties. And later on, we also, because of the advancement in science like genetics, molecular biology, and tissue culture, okay, plant breeding is now increasingly being carried out by using molecular genetic tools. Okay, that is by using molecular biology and genetics. Okay, they are developing some new plant breed. So, okay, what are the main characters? Okay, what are the main characters for which the plant breeders will undergo breeding program means? Okay, if we were to list the traits or characters that the breeds have tried to incorporate into crop plants. Okay, that means what are the characteristics? Okay, what are the characteristics that the plant breeders try to incorporate into the crop plants? Where the first we would the list would be increased crop yield. Okay, the first and foremost preference they'll give is or the character they look for is improved yield, crop yield. Okay, increased or improved crop yield and improved quality. That means whatever the nutrients that we are obtaining, it may be the proteins or carbohydrates or fats or vitamins or a specific mineral. Okay, that component we try to improve further. For example, if it is basically having more proteins, we are still improving the protein content further in that food product that is obtained. Okay, even if it is a oil yielding plant, okay, we are trying to improve further the oil obtained from that plant product. So like that, we are increasing the quality of that food product. Okay, that is next. And another one is increased tolerance to environmental stress. That means they are developing some new breeds of plants which can tolerate to different environmental conditions. Like they are able to grow in high salt soils, that is salinity soils. Okay, they are making to grow even in extreme temperatures, extreme low temperatures or extreme high temperatures. Okay, and they are dry. Okay, they are developing some new crop varieties which can grow even when there is a less water is available, that is the drought conditions. With a less amount of water, they are able to grow effectively. Okay, resistance to pathogens, and they are also developing some new plant varieties which can resist to diseases by themselves without using any pesticides or insecticides. Okay, resistance to pathogens which are caused by viruses, fungi, and bacteria. And increased tolerance to insect pest would be on our list too. So that is, these are that first one is increased yield, next increased quality, and the next one able to grow in different environmental conditions, and next resistance to pathogens and resistance to insect pest. Okay, increased tolerance to insect pest would be on our list too. Okay, that is so these are the characteristics which we look for to improve the plant varieties. Okay, how we can improve these characteristics? Okay, so what are the procedure they follow to develop or to improve the qualities? Okay, plant breeding programs are carried out in a systematic way worldwide. Okay, that means there is certain procedure in a systematic manner to obtain the improved varieties of plant, okay, improved varieties of plants, okay, through plant breeding program. Okay, throughout the world they follow the same phenomena. Okay, whether in government institutions, okay, we have got some organizations now, National Botanical Research Institute, Indian Agriculture Research Institute, okay, ICRISAT, okay, International Crop Research Institute for semi-arid tropics, okay, International Crop Research Institute for semi-arid tropics, so that is ICRISAT. Like that, there are some governmental organizations. Okay, and along with that, some commercial companies are also there. Okay, that is seed producing. Okay, okay, we'll observe different types of seed companies now. Okay, which are selling the seeds in the market. Okay, they will also undergo certain research works, and they also develop some new plant varieties by using this plant breeding program. So they either governmental organizations or commercial companies, whatever it is, they follow certain systematic procedure, okay, to improve the plant varieties. So what are those steps that the plant breeder will follow, okay, to improve the plant varieties? Okay, to incorporate the desirable characters into the plants. Okay, that is the main steps in breeding a new genetic variety of a crop are. Okay, what are the main steps? Means the first one is a collection of variability. Okay, collection of variability. That means first of all, okay, for example, if you observe the rice, all the plants, all the rice varieties will not show all the qualities, all the desirable qualities. Some varieties, okay, some varieties will show some high yielding, and some varieties will be disease resistant, and some will able to grow in a different environmental conditions, and some will be disease, okay, resistant to diseases like virus. Some will be okay, resistant to virus. Some varieties will be resistant to bacteria. Some will be fungal resistance, and some will be resistant to certain insects. There are different types of insects now. Some will be, okay, resistant to certain insects, and some will be some other insects. Like that, there are different rice varieties. Okay, there are different rice varieties. Okay, which, okay, like that, not only in rice, in wheat, maize, whatever the food grains you take, will find different varieties and showing different qualities or different characteristics or different desirable characters. So first of all, what we have to do means we have to collect all these plants, okay, of that particular species. Okay, for example, rice species. In that rice species, we'll find different varieties of plants. Okay, different varieties of rice plants which are showing a different desirable characters. Okay, we have to collect all those different rice varieties. Okay, that is called collection of variability. So genetic variability is the root of any breeding program. So genetic variability, that is why they are able to exhibit that characters, because of the, okay, presence of that particular gene. That difference in that gene, okay, is making to exhibit different characters. So that is why we are calling it as genetic variability. So the genetic variability is the root of any breeding program. So the plants which are showing a different genetic variability for a particular species, we have to collect. So that is very, very important step in the, because we can't able to create any character newly. Okay, we can't able to create any new character. What we have to do, whatever the character that is present in different varieties, we have to bring it into one variety, which are desirable, which are required, which are useful. So that is first we have to search for a different genetic variable, and that genetic variability showing different varieties of that particular plant species are to be collected. So genetic variability is the root of any breeding program. So in many crops, pre-existing genetic variability is available from wild relatives of the crop. So all these all these different desirable characteristics are present in different wild varieties. So one wild variety is showing disease resistance, and one wild variety is showing able to grow in drought condition, and one wild variety is able to grow in a waterlogged soil, and some is able to grow at a high temperature, and some and one variety is able to grow in a able to grow even they are able to resist to certain diseases caused by either bacteria or fungi or virus, or they themselves they are able to protect the insect. For example, we will find a lot of wild plants around us which are grown naturally. There no one will take care, but still they are able to grow. Okay, no insect will attack that plant, no virus or no bacteria will affect that plant. That means why? Okay, it is not like it is not saying that it will not affect, but it will also causes infection, but the plant itself is able to resist to that infection or by that insect pest, or it is naturally able to grow in that drought condition, or naturally it is able to grow in that waterlogged soil. So such characteristics are present. That genetic variability showing plant relatives or wild relatives are available, and those need to be collected and preserved. So collection and preservation of all the different wild varieties, species, and cultivated species is a prerequisite for effective exploitation of natural genes available in the populations. So the first and foremost step in the plant breeding program is a collection of this genetic variability of plant varieties. Collection and preservation, because again whenever you want to undergo plant breeding program, again we have to start with this wild varieties only. Every time when a plant breeding program was initiated by any plant breeder or any scientist, they will start with wild varieties only, because they are pure lines. Usually they show pure lines. That's why we usually prefer the wild varieties of this desirable characteristics showing plants. So that's why the collection and preservation of all the different wild varieties, species, and the relatives of the cultivated species. That means whatever the plant variety we want to improve for a cultivation purpose, that all those relative variety plant species we have to be are to be collected and followed by their evaluation for their characteristics. And next what we have to do means we have to observe that whether they are showing the pure lines or true breeding or not. We have to check. That means we have to undergo continuous selfing. That means instead of self cross pollination, we have to undergo self pollination. As a result, if you are getting the same variety for many generations, then we can understand that these are pure lines and showing the same character. So that evaluation has to be done. So we have to make sure that that wild varieties are showing a pure lines or not. So that is very, very important. Is the prerequisite. That means very, very okay. While you are entering into a plant breeding program, this is the first and foremost thing that we have to undergo. Is a prerequisite for effective exploitation of natural genes. So if you want to exploit, that means if you want to make use of this natural genes to get incorporated into the desirable plant varieties. So we need to collect all these different varieties of plants. Okay, and next and later, okay, after collection we have to be, it has to be preserved carefully. So the entire collection having all the diverse alleles for all genes in a given crop is called germplasm collection. So that means okay, we already said every character is controlled by a gene. So that means the plant varieties which are showing different desirable genes, okay, different desirable genes for different desirable characters. All those plant varieties are collected, okay, and they are preserved, okay, and this process we are calling it as a germplasm collection. So first and foremost, okay, phenomena that we have to do is a germplasm collection. Okay, collection of different okay varieties of plants showing different genes or characters. Okay, which are useful in plant breeding program. Okay, that collection and preservation we are calling it as germplasm collection. Okay, either we can collect the total plant and we can collect the seeds or any other plant material that is used for a propagation. Okay, we can make use of it, and that we are calling it as germplasm collection. Usually we'll collect the seeds and we'll preserve in germplasm collection of different plant varieties. Okay, after germplasm collection, it is followed by the evaluation and selection of parents. Okay, evaluation and selection of parent. That means we have to select the parent because we have to undergo crossing, because we are selecting two different varieties with different, okay, two different desirable characters in two different varieties, and we have to bring those two desirable characters into one variety. Okay, for suppose we can say high yielding and disease resistance. One plant variety is showing high yielding but less disease resistance, and another plant okay, low yield but more disease resistance. So we want to bring this high yielding and high disease resistance into one plant variety. So first we need to evaluate, that means whether that plant which is showing high yielding variety is showing a pure line or not. That is, it is showing a homozygous nature for the character or not. At the same time, in the another variety which is showing a disease resistance, okay, whether it is showing a homozygous nature or pure line for that disease resistance or not, we have to check. And later, those two plant varieties which are showing homozygous nature or pure line for that character, those plants will be selected as parents, and those are crossed. So that okay, and this process we are calling it as a evaluation and selection of parents. So the germplasm is evaluated. That means whatever the plant varieties that we have collected, all we can't do at once. So first of all, we'll select two plant varieties which are very, very important, and those two plants we have to make sure that they are showing the desirable characters in pure line or not. So the germplasm is evaluated so as to identify plants with a desirable combination of characters. So whatever that means maximum desirable characters we'll select in that one plant variety, and in another plant variety we'll also select some more desirable characters, and we'll bring all these desirable characters into one. That is the main main purpose of this plant breeding, bringing all the desirable characters into one plant variety. So that is so as to identify plants with a desirable combination of characters. And next, the selected plants are multiplied and used in the process of hybridization. So they are multiplied. That means they are produced in large number. Okay, and later they are undergone hybridization. That means they are crossed. Those two plant varieties which are showing maximum desirable character, those two plants need to be crossed and to obtain the hybrids in the next generation. And this process we are calling it as hybridization. So for hybridization process, we have to prepare this plant varieties which are showing desirable characters. And next, always while we are undergoing plant breeding program, to obtain the hybrids by hybridization process, every time we'll select the pure line, the parents as pure line. Pure lines are created wherever desirable and possible. So maximum we can make use of a pure line. Make sure, after making sure that the plant is showing a pure line or true breeding or homozygous for that character, then only we can make use that plant variety for a or that plant for a hybridization process. So all this will be called as a evaluation and a selection of parents. Okay, after evaluation and selection of parents, it is followed by the hybridization. Okay, it is followed by the hybridization, cross hybridization among the selected parents. Okay, cross hybridization among the selected parents. The desired characters have very often to be combined with different plants. For example, high protein quality of one parent may need to be combined with the disease resistant from another parent. So already we said, okay, there is a high quality. One plant variety is showing a high quality. Okay, for example, you can say high protein quality. And another one is showing a low protein quality, but showing a high disease resistance. So these two need to be combined. So the desired characters have often to be combined from two different plants. So, okay, that means two different plant varieties are there, which are showing two different types of desirable characters. And we need to combine those two desirable characters, and we have to bring that these two desirable characters into one plant variety. Okay, for that, okay, this is possible by cross hybridizing the produce hybrids that genetically combine the desired characters into one plant. So how we can able to bring those two desirable characters which are present with the two plant varieties into one plant variety means that is done by hybridization or crossing the two parents. Okay, this process of crossing the two parents to bring those two desirable characters into one plant variety, we are calling it as a hybridization. Okay, as a result of hybridization, we'll get a hybrid, and these hybrids which are showing the both the desirable characters, that one are taken into consideration. So, okay, this is possible by cross hybridizing the two parents to produce hybrids that genetically combine the desired characters in one plant. So we can get those two desirable characters into one plant. We are calling it as a hybrid. Okay, this is very time consuming and a tedious process, since the pollen grains from the desirable plant chosen as a male parent have to be collected and placed on the stigma of the flowers selected as a female parent. So that is okay, we have undergone artificial hybridization techniques, that is emasculation, bagging, tagging. Okay, all the procedures we have to follow here. Okay, if the plant is bisexual, what we have to do? We have to undergo emasculation. We have to remove the stamens, because to prevent self-pollination, we have to remove the stamens, and it is followed by the bagging. Okay, the female plant, okay, one plant variety, that is, for example, we can say high protein quality plant variety is selected as female, and the disease resistant variety is selected as a male parent. So in the, okay, if the plant is bisexual, okay, we have to undergo emasculation followed by bagging. That means we have to remove the stamens before they undergo maturation. Before they shed the pollen grains, the stamens are removed by forceps or by scissors, and later it is covered by the bag to prevent unwanted pollination. That is called bagging, emasculation and bagging. And later, okay, we have to select, okay, whatever the plant variety which is showing disease resistant variety, okay, that is selected as male parent. So in that we don't need any emasculation or bagging. Simply when the flower get matured, when the stamens are matured, okay, and the anthers days and releases the pollen grains. Okay, the pollen grains from that flower is collected, and the stigma becomes receptive, which we have selected as a high protein quality. Okay, now we have to remove the bag. We have to dust the pollen on the stigma, and again it is rebagged to prevent unwanted pollination. And later, okay, it is allowed to undergo fertilization, and the seeds are produced and the seeds are collected, and these seeds are raised to obtain the new plants, which we are calling as hybrids. And we'll check it. Okay, simply seed production is not enough. Whether the seeds, when they are grown, are showing the desirable characteristics of both the parents, there is a high protein quality, and at the same time disease resistance, both are expressed or not, we have to check. Okay, if they are showing both the desirable characters, we'll take it into consideration and will continue and will produce in large number, and they are sold to the market. But if they are showing the both the desirable characters in that hybrid is discarded. And again we follow the same procedure till we obtain the desirable characters in the hybrid. That's why this process is considered as a time consuming, because every time it not be successful. Every time, okay, we can't say that every time we'll get all the desirable characters in the new hybrids. Sometimes the undesirable characters may also get transferred, or sometimes only one desirable character might be obtained, the other may not be obtained in that hybrid. So like this, so okay, so it is taking, because we have to grow these two male, okay, male and female parent plants. We have to undergo pollination, we have to produce seeds, and that seeds are raised and we observe the characters, whether it is showing high yielding and disease resistance or not. And later we have to produce in large number, and later we have to release to the market. Okay, if it is not successful, again we have to follow the same procedure starting from the first. That's why we are saying that it is a very time consuming and it is complex. It is a complex because it is not as simple as we are saying. Okay, we have to wait. We should be patient. Okay, we have to do all this procedure because we have to be very careful. Okay, it is a tedious process. There is complex process. Okay, and next, okay, in chapter 2, details on how to make crosses have been described. That is artificial hybridization, emasculation, bagging, tagging, and all that is there now. Also, it is not necessary that hybrids do combine the desirable character. That means it is okay. It is not 100% sure that the hybrids that are produced as a result of hybridization are showing both the desirable characters. Sometimes it may show, or sometimes it may not. So usually only 1 in few hundred to 1,000 crosses shows the desirable combination. That's why they used to undergo hybridization process for a huge number of plants. In that, if any few are successful, and those plants, okay, those seeds are collected and they are grown for a large number commercially. So that means that's why, okay, the hybridization process is not that much successful. Why? Because, okay, it will be, okay, the success rate is 1 in 100 or 1,000 crosses. So to develop a plant variety, new plant variety, the scientist has do a lot of work behind, okay, behind releasing the seeds to the farmer for growing crops. Okay, to produce a plant variety, it may take some years to produce a new plant variety. Okay, and next after that, the selection and testing of superior recombinants. Here, recombinants means hybrids. Okay, recombinants means hybrids. That is the plant varieties which are different from the parents. Okay, the plant varieties which are showing the characters different from the parent. Because what is the parent characters we have selected? One is high yield and low disease resistance. And the second variety we are selected low yield and high disease resistance. But when you observe the hybrid is showing okay, both the characters of parents. Okay, it is not showing any one parental character. It is showing both the characters, okay, characteristics of the parent. That's why we are saying superior recombinants. The new combinations we are calling it as recombinants. So selection and testing of superior recombinant. So first we have to select, because they are undergoing some hundreds and thousands of plants of hybridization process. In that, each plant variety has produced the seeds of desirable characters. That one they have to select. They have to test whether they are able to produce okay, similar characteristics in the further generations are also. So the selection and testing of superior recombinant. So the step consisting of selecting among the progeny of the hybrids. So there are huge number of seeds or hybrids are produced after hybridization, but all the seeds or all the hybrids will not show the similar characteristics. So though, okay, in that plant okay, in that hybrids or in that seeds which are showing superior qualities, we have to be select, those need to be selected. So consisting of selecting among the progeny of the hybrids those plants that have the desired character combination. That means those plant varieties are those hybrids which are showing the characteristics of both the parents. Okay, that we need to be selected. And the selection process is crucial to the success of the breeding objective and requires a careful scientific evaluation of the progeny. So after selecting the hybrids, okay, after selecting the hybrids, later it need to be processed. Okay, first and foremost, selection is a very important. Selection is the main step, okay, in developing the new breed varieties. Okay, and next one, and evaluation. That means whether they are able to produce similar varieties of plants in the further generations are also. That one also we have to look after, because once the farmer buy the seeds, because time buying the hybrid seeds from the market is costly, it is expensive for the farmer. So what the farmer will do, okay, sometime, okay, he will buy one time the hybrid seeds from the market, and he will collect the, okay, if the yield is good, he will collect the same seeds and use it for the next generation for obtaining the next crop also next season. So that is so that scientific evaluation of the progeny has to be done. Okay, this step yields plants that are superior to both of the parents. So while the while the breeder is selecting the hybrids, he has to make sure that the hybrids are showing the superior qualities of both the parents. Okay, very often more than one superior progeny plant may become available. Okay, that means okay, sometimes 2 or 3 different plant varieties with desirable characters may obtain. Sometimes even one also not available. Sometimes 2 or 3 may also be available. So we have to carefully observe and we need to obtain the plant hybrids which are showing the desirable characters for both the parents. And next, whatever the hybrids which are showing desirable characteristics for both the parents, these are self-pollinated for several generations till they reach a state of uniformity, that is a homozygosity or pure lines or true lines, till we obtain the pure lines or true breeds or homozygous condition for that superior qualities. We need to undergo self-pollination and we have to make sure that the plants are showing similar characteristics for several generations so that the farmer can make many generations to raise the crop. Okay, so that the characters will not segregate in the progeny. Segregate means separate. Okay, if they are showing different characters in different generations, then such hybrids are not taken into consideration. They will be discarded. Okay, those hybrids which are showing different characteristics different different generation, that means in one generation it is showing superior quality, but in the another generation it has changed its characters. Some superior qualities and some inferior qualities have been developed. Then what they undergo artificial selection. So that means they discard such ones which are showing a segregated character, that means separated characters. Those hybrids are discarded, and those hybrids which are showing continuous transfer of similar characteristics, superior varieties, those are taken into consideration, and those only are produced in large number in commercial manner, and they are released to the market. That is what we can see here. Testing and release and commercialization of new cultivars. So the newly selected lines are evaluated for their yield and other agronomic traits. Agronomic means agriculturally useful traits or useful characters. Okay, and other agronomic traits are characteristics like quality, disease resistance, etc., along with the high yielding. Okay, high yielding is the primary, and along with the high yielding, another, okay, what are the other characters we look for? Me, quality and disease resistance. Okay, that is. And next, this evaluation is done by growing these in the research fields. Okay, that is okay. When you observe, if you take a National Botanical Research Institute or Indian Agriculture Research Institute, or if you take ICRISAT, that is the International Crop Research Institute for Semi-Arid Tropics. Okay, when you observe all these organizations are associated with a certain land area. Okay, that a huge land area, some acres of land will be associated with these organizations. Why means okay, to test this new breeds or new plant varieties. So this okay in that research field, because in that in that crop fields, okay, we don't say it as crop in that research fields. Okay, the land okay, all the conditions are provided at optimum level. Okay, the soil will be thoroughly tested whether they are providing, okay, whether the soil is having all the nutrients or not for the normal growth of that plant varieties. Okay, proper irrigation, proper maintenance, and okay, and next okay, protection from insects and pests. everything will be done at optimum condition or optimum level. So that is called the research fields. So this evaluation is first done in research fields and recording their performance under ideal fertilizer application. That means they will provide all the necessary nutrients in the form of fertilizers. Okay, they will provide water whenever they are required, that is irrigation, and other crop management practices. That means okay, tilling the soil, plogging the soil, okay, the distance between one plant and another, okay, how many plants in one row, okay, what is the distance between one plant and another plant, okay, how much amount of fertilizers has to be given at a particular period of time, for 1 month, how much, 2 months, 3 months, okay, like that, okay, depending upon the condition, okay, what is the fertilizer that we have to provide, and when we have to provide water, when they require water, okay, and all that will be provided at optimum condition, and we'll look for whether the plant is showing a higher yield or not under this research field, in that research field, by providing all the optimal conditions. Okay, and next, after growing the plants in the research fields, later now they are transferred to the crop fields, the farmers. Okay, that is yes. The evaluation in research fields is followed by testing the materials in a farmers fields. Okay, you can see, okay, some seed companies are okay visiting to the nearby villages, and they will ask the farmer, okay, grow this seeds for this year. They will give it for free, and they will ask or at a low cost they give the seeds, and they will ask the farmer to raise, okay, for okay, if you are having 10 acres of land, they'll say, okay, in this 1 acre of land, okay, you precisely grow this crop variety. Okay, you grow in your crop field. Okay, we'll regularly come and inspect you. Okay, we'll check it. What are the procedures that you have to follow? That one also will say. So when you have to provide fertilizers, when you have to provide water, when you have to provide insecticide or pesticide, when you have to, when it comes to flowering, when it comes to okay, to harvest, okay, how we have to preserve this product that is obtained, all that they will be clearly explained to that farmer, and they will test it. Okay, by testing the materials in farmer fields for at least 3 growing seasons at several locations in the country, representing all the agroclimatic zones where the crop is usually grown. For example, okay, they developed a new rice variety. So this rice, okay, it is grown in different parts of India now. It is grown in northern, okay, northern part and the central part and southern part, and also in the south, okay, northeast, southwest, okay, northwest country, okay, states, in different parts it is growing. Okay, it can be grown in Uttar Pradesh, it will be grown in Madhya Pradesh, it will be grown in Andhra Pradesh, in Tamil Nadu, Kerala. Okay, like this in different parts the plant variety is supposed to grow, and they will grow in which climatic conditions it is showing the higher yield, and they'll say that after finding all these results, okay, after obtaining all these results, they okay, finally say that okay, this crop variety is the best suited for this environment. So this is the best suited for Maharashtra to grow. Okay, this is the best variety to grow in Madhya Pradesh, or this is the best variety to grow in Kerala or Karnataka or something like that. So as they are testing in different environmental conditions, they came to understand that one. So that is, so at least for 3 growing seasons, they will grow that improved plant variety by plant breeding process. So for 3 growing seasons at several locations in the country, representing all the agroclimatic zones where the crop is grown, where the crop is usually grown. The material is evaluated in comparison to the best available local crop cultivar, a check or reference cultivar. That means already in that local area, one plant variety, okay, one rice variety is growing. Already some rice variety is already growing in that area now. Okay, now they have developed a new new rice variety. Now what they will do means, after growing for 3 seasons, now what they will do means, they will compare with the already existing local plant rice variety. So which is showing higher yield, which is showing best quality, which is showing better disease resistance. Okay, all they will compare, because if it is showing less yield than already existing one, no use, because no farmer will prefer, no. So that's why they will compare, and if they are showing better qualities than the already existing rice variety, then then only this new plant variety or new rice variety will be introduced into that place. Otherwise they will not release. Whatever the work that up to now they have done, that is waste, and they have to go for a new one. Okay, they have to go for a new one. Okay, again they have to start from the first. Okay. Okay, that is